Sugar feels amazing. Finally, a fast, effortless way to boost your energy and mood. It delivers one of the world's favorite stimulants, glucose. A spoonful of sugar floods your bloodstream, ignites a quick dopamine surge, and it gives you a rapid mental lift. It can momentarily sharpen your focus, elevate your spirits, and fend off fatigue. Plus, it tastes incredible, sweet, comforting, and instantly rewarding. But this fleeting high comes at a steep cost to your body. So, is sugar really that bad? Let's find out. When you eat sugar, enzyme in your mouth and gut break it down into glucose and fructose. Glucose enters your bloodstream quickly, spiking blood sugar levels. In response, your pancreas releases insulin to shuttle glucose into your cells for fuel. Meanwhile, sugar activates the brain's default pathways. Dopamine neurons in the nucleus accumbens light up just like they do with addictive drugs. The dopamine hit teaches your brain to crave more sugar. Over time, you need larger doses to get the same pleasure, driving you into an addictive cycle that's hard to break. It's not just pure table sugar you need to watch out for. Added sugar lurks in everything: soft drinks, fruit juices, flavored yogurts, sauces, cereals, and even health bars. Manufacturers often hide them under dozens of names: sucrose, high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, cane juice. Most packaged foods contain at least one. That means you're probably consuming hidden sugars without realizing it, and every gram counts. But the dangerous go deeper than empty calories. Fructose, the sweet half of the sucrose, gets metabolized almost entirely by your liver. Overloading your liver with fructose drives lipogenesis, turning sugar into fat within your body. This doesn't just make you gain weight, it sees fatty liver disease and it disrupts normal liver function. What happens in the first few hours after a high sugar binge? Your blood sugar skyrockets and then crashes painfully fast. That sugar crash leaves you irritable, tired, and craving yet more sugar, perpetuating a vicious cycle. Your energy roller coaster can wreck your productivity, and the mood swings can strain relationship. Your cardiovascular system also feels the strain. Even a single soda can raise your blood pressure and heart rate temporarily. Your blood vessels stiffen, making your heart work harder. That's why sugar-loaded meals can leave you feeling jittery and short of rest. Your immune system takes a hit too. High blood sugar impairs the function of neutrophils, your frontline infection fighters, making you more susceptible to colds and infections for hours after a sugar overindulgence. Every day, over 2 billion people consume more added sugar than recommended, from sodas to sweet treats. In fact, the average adult in many countries ingests nearly 17 teaspoons of added sugar daily, well above the World Health Organization guideline of 6. This relentless flood of sweetness promises millions for dependency, ensuring that what starts as an occasional threat quickly becomes an unavoidable habit. When sugar becomes a daily habit, the damage compounds. Chronic high insulin levels lead to insulin resistance, paving the way to type 2 diabetes. Your cells stop responding properly to insulin, forcing your pancreas to churn out ever more of the hormone. Eventually, it can't keep up, and your blood sugar stays chronically elevated. Obesity skyrockets too. Added sugars provide energy with almost no satiety. You can easily swallow hundreds of extra empty calories without feeling full, driving weight gain over time. Excess body fat further fuels insulin resistance, hypertension, and systemic inflammation. Your health pays a heavy price. Diets high in added sugars correlates with increased risk of heart attacks and stroke. Sugar accelerates atherosclerosis, plaque building in your arteries. Just an aggressive has many traditional risk factors. Chronic inflammation from excess sugar wears down your cardiovascular defenses. Even your brain is unsafe. Excessive sugar intake associated with a poor excessive sugar intake associated risk of dementia in the later life. Animal studies show that high sugar diets impair hippocampal function, the region responsible for memory and learning. Thought. Human data are still emerging. The warning signs: a sugar-filled brain ages faster. We live in a world overflowing with the cheap, hyper-sodium foods and drinks. Processed foods manufacture add sugar to nearly everything. You don't need to go out of your way to binge. It bakes into our food environment. Sugary options are cheaper and are more accessible than whole food alternatives. We are conducting a massive, uncontrolled experiment on ourselves, with sweeteners as an intervention and our health as an outcome. There is another dark twist. Recent research suggests that sugar addiction taps into genetic vulnerabilities. Some people have more dopamine receptors, making them intensely insensitive to sugar's reward. Others metabolize fructose less efficiently, swallowing more fat in the liver. That partially explains why, despite similar diets, some develop severe metabolic disease, while others remain relatively protected. Sugar is one of the most addictive substances on the planet. It tastes great, gives an instant kick, and is woven into nearly every modern convenience food. But this omnipresent sweetness comes at a tremendous cost: obesity, diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver, cognitive decline. Every time you reach for a sweet treat, remember, you're playing with fire. The best time to curb your sugar habit was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Break the reward loop by swapping sugary drinks for water, choosing whole fruits over fruit juices, and retraining your plate to appreciate natural flavors. Your body and your brain will thank you.